Welcome to Mystica Mornings, the spiritual podcast that will guide you on a journey of inner transformation and discovering your soul self. I'm McKeely, your host and Mystica mentor. If you are ready to begin living a radically authentic life and break free from your cocoon, grab your favorite beverage, light some incense, get comfy, and let's dive in together. Good morning, beautiful soul. Today we are going to continue the conversation on the arrows, and we're going to dive into goal setting with human design. And we're going to be focusing on the right two arrows in your body graph. So if you don't have your human design chart handy, go ahead and get that pulled up. If you need to pull your chart, there's a link in the show notes where you can do that for free. And let's just dive in. So this top right arrow is all about your mental motivation, okay? This is what motivates you to set goals, to take the action. So if you have a left-facing top right arrow, this means that you need to create from this zoomed-in perspective, this focusing on the details perspective. It's having a very specific mindset and really just diving in and immersing yourself in all the little details. Now, if your arrow is right facing, this means that you're more of like a big picture approach. It's a zoomed out approach and you just have a general mindset. So let's talk about this in the form of goals, right? So say you are a social media influencer. If you have a top right left facing arrow, you're going to set that goal by getting super specific. I want to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram this year. So how can I do that? Do this, right? So maybe your goal is I'm going to post 5 times a week consistently for 6 months straight. Like you're getting down into those nitty gritty details. Like what days am I going to do this? What kind of content am I going to post? It's just really like getting zoomed in and focusing on pretty much like the how, right? And then if it's right facing, you wouldn't even set a goal of 10,000 followers. You would just have this goal of, I want to post more and connect more and reach more people. And yeah, you could say like, I want to increase my following. I want to get to 10K, but you're not going to get down into the nitty gritty specifics of it. It's just going to be like this general, like, oh, I want to gain followers on Instagram, or I want to gain more followers on TikTok, or like whatever it is, right? Now, if your bottom right arrow, this is all about your perspective. This is what people know as the manifestor arrow. So if your arrow is left facing, these two go very, very similarly together. So if you're left facing on the bottom right, you're a specific manifestor. So when you're creating goals, you need to be as specific as possible. So say you want to manifest a house. You need to get so specific. You need to know what city, what area of that city, what color is the house, how many bedrooms does the house have, how many bathrooms does the house have, like how big is the yard. Get as specific as possible. I was having a conversation with one of my best friends last night, and we were talking about like men, and because she's single, she's dating, and she was saying someone told her to create an expectation list of what all she wanted in a man. And I said, ooh, let me pull your human design so we can see which way your arrows are facing. And she had all of her arrows left facing. And I said, yes, write that expectation list. You get so specific. What color is your ideal man's eyes? What color is his hair? How does he smell? What kind of cologne does he wear? What kind of shoes does he wear? What kind of car does he drive? Get so super specific if you have that left facing arrow on the bottom right. Now, if you have a right-facing arrow, this is a non-specific manifester. This means that you need to focus on the feeling. How are you going to feel in that house? How are you going to feel once you meet that partner? And then that feeling is going to drive you to create and to do the things, and you don't need to focus on the nitty-gritty details. So, just to recap, if you have the left-facing arrows on the right side, excuse me, it's more about getting down into the details, versus if it's right-facing, it's more about seeing the big picture and focusing on the feeling. So, hopefully this was helpful. I know this was super, super quick. For those of you who need a visual, I, of course, will be posting a graphic for you over on Instagram. Make sure you're following me there. And before we go, I just want to do a card pull. And usually I do this at the beginning, but I'm just feeling drawn to doing the card pulls at the end and seeing what guidance comes based off of the episode. So, let's talk about goal setting. What guidance does Spirit want to give us all about goal setting? What do the people listening to this need to hear in their time, even if they don't listen to it the day it releases? What message will they need to hear? Oh, okay. All right, so we got 2 cards. And both of them are reversed. So the first card that we got, I'm using the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So the reversed rhino, this is all about overcoming obstacles. Okay, so just like how the rhino kind of plows through things, it's the same thing. Are you exhausted by your efforts to break through an obstacle? Are you stubbornly insisting that there is only one way to remove the obstacle, to remove it from your path? If so, this rhino spirit is here to tell you that sometimes the answer is just no. Or sometimes it's no, not yet. And that's okay. Be open to new possibilities, and you will find other options begin to appear. Not every conflict is worth engaging on your journey. Not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. And you don't need to waste energy banging your head on the wall when it's not serving you. Sometimes an obstacle is put there so that you can have the awareness of, okay, maybe this actually isn't meant for me. So if you're having any kind of obstacles in the road, just spend time today reflecting and seeing, is this something that I need to overcome, or is this something that is divinely placed so that I can pause or so that I can pivot? So the next card is the Flamingo Spirit. And this is saying, if you feel nervous, if you felt wobbly about the past, about the future, you don't need to worry about it. It's most important to be in this present moment, to find that balance. For this is the space in which creativity arises. We can't have those epiphanies. We can't have that divine timing, that divine interaction with Spirit if we're so focused in the future or in the past. We have to be in the present moment. And that's when we get spoken to. That's when the creativity comes. And creativity is your birthright. But if you're just zooming through life, if you're just stuck in your own head, it's not gonna reach you. It's not gonna be there for you because you're not gonna be open to receiving it. The past has its lessons, and planning has its merits. But right now, you may be imbalanced because you're just becoming too nostalgic for what was, or you're becoming too anxious about what the future might hold. And this is the time to plan carefully. Be still and know that Spirit is here, co-creating with you in this moment. And the next step will appear when it needs to appear. Relax into the state of equanimity and balance. And allow any anxiety to transmute into trust and faith that all will be for your highest good. So I love these because this is saying really like, look at your obstacles in the road. You don't need to waste your energy on all of them. Some of them are just divinely placed there. But also focus on this present moment. Don't be worried about the past. Don't be so anxious about the future. Just be here in this present moment. And know that you can always co-create with the universe. You can always co-create with Spirit. And I think this is perfect for goal setting because a lot of us, we set the goals, we implement all of the things, and then once we get started on that journey, obstacles come up and we get discouraged and we just completely stop. Or we start getting too stuck in the past and our limiting beliefs, or we get too anxious about the future and fear of success. So I love these. I highly recommend, if either of these are speaking to you or if both of them are speaking to you right now, grab your journal and just journal it out. Just free flow for the next 10 minutes. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Thank you so much for joining me for another Mystica morning. I hope something in today's episode really resonated and created a spark inside you. I cannot wait to chat again soon, but in the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Mystica Monarch and join the community in our private Facebook group, Discover Your Soul Self. Have a mystical day.